I need a teacher that knows how to ask for a higher perspective. I've seen things on the internet, and I'm not talking about like a teacher, like a spiritual leader, although sure. I'm talking about like an actual teacher, an educator, your third grade teacher. You know what I mean? I saw this, I think it was tweets about a shortage. There's not a shortage of educators. There are a shortage of educators who are willing to be paid what educators are being paid and all of this stuff, right? I need a teacher who can ask for a higher perspective. I need a teacher who is willing to see things differently. Because a teacher who can ask for a higher perspective, a teacher who can see things differently, it's like, okay, I'm going to, I guess, kind of jump into like a more specific random example. Let's say I have a passion for, and I'm just using this phrase for lack of a better one, I have a passion for supporting inner city kids. Is that the phrase? I want to be in lower socioeconomic schools, supporting those children, serving as a bridge from their current less than ideal circumstances, from poverty to wealth or to survival. But why survive when you can thrive? So to wealth. That's what I want to do. But if this particular school, quote unquote, doesn't have the budget, if I keep getting hit, there's all of these walls, there's all of these limits surrounding the amount of money that I can make. There's no teaching jobs available where I can get paid during the summer. If I'm a teacher that has the capacity of connecting with their inner being, their soul, if I'm a teacher that knows I'm the creator of my reality, then I'm in a much better position. Because right now, it's like I either accept less than what I deserve or I quit and I don't do this work. But that doesn't work. Because if teaching is my zone of genius, if molding the minds of young people, if supporting them, if being a caregiver for them, if educating them, if teaching them is my zone of genius, that is what lights me up. That is my passion. That is my purpose. That is what I have come here for. Then that means I can't be alive and not teaching. So if I can't be alive and not teaching, and I'm also not going to settle for not being paid a wage that supports my lifestyle, now we're in a position where we need creative solutions. And if I have a connection to my soul, if I have a connection and an awareness of my inner being, then that puts me in a position where I can open up to receive a creative solution. And this is super duper simplified. But it's like, this is the work that I want to do. This is how much I want to be paid. This is where I want to work. These are the supplies that I need. I'm willing to see things differently. I'm willing to receive more. I'm willing to receive the support that I need. See, you got to be willing. All of the tools of this course are teaching you how to go from one position to another, from one circumstance to another. You really got to be willing to allow yourself to feel better than other people. Because how are you allowing yourself to receive $300,000 a year as a teacher to support the lifestyle that you want to live, but the other people in your school district, your administrators, they're not allowing themselves to receive that much support. They're not allowing themselves to receive that much money. I can think of a fuck ton of different ways of how you could be getting $300,000 a year as an educator. Number one, oh my God, we just found all of this money in the budget. We had no idea that this money was there. Why are we giving this money to you? Well, because you are one of the greatest teachers that we've ever had. Studies meaning our observations, our patterns, students that have you as their second grade teacher go on to perform much better than students who didn't. I don't fucking know. I I don't know. I'm making this up as I go along. But the point is that we value you. The problem that a lot of teachers are facing is that they don't value themselves. They don't feel worthy of getting their needs met. They don't feel worthy of more. And then what are they doing? They're looking at their reality, which is a reflection of what they feel worthy of and what they feel is possible for them. And they're using their reality to argue for their limitations. No, it's not possible for me because this and this and this and this and this. But if you were to tap into your inner being who inspired you to have the passion for teaching in the first place, if you were to tap into your inner being who is like, this is the lifestyle that you want to live and this is the work that you want to do, you would be in a better position. If the money wasn't coming through actual teaching, what if you created a course? Because if teaching is your zone of genius, then you're going to be naturally coming up with better and better ways to teach, better and better ways to communicate information. If you feel worthy of receiving more support, if you feel worthy of getting your needs met, if you feel worthy of more, if you're willing to have a different, better feeling experience, a way must show up. You could be inspired to create a course that teaches teachers all across the country how to communicate whatever. Let's say that you're like a fucking math teacher. I feel, based on my observations, that math teachers might have some of the hardest times because you kind of ask the average person, at least this has been my life experience, what's their worst subject? They're going to be like, math. I hate math. I'm no good at math. But what if I was a math teacher who also had an understanding of mindset work and intergenerational trauma, meaning you have parents that don't feel good at math. You're probably more likely to be born a kid that's like, oh, I'm also not good at math. You know what I mean? Like there are so many ways where we take on the things of others. This is like an actual story 2.5 because this is so fucking real. My mom told me a story of how when she was in like elementary school or something, her older sister was like learning math or something like that. And her older sister was like, this math is so difficult. This math is so hard. And my mom thought to herself, if so-and-so thinks that it's difficult and hard, I definitely won't be able to figure it out. It's like, these are the ways that we impose limits on ourselves when we don't allow ourselves to have those boundaries. That's one way, like enmeshment trauma in fucking action. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, how many kids are coming from households where they're hearing things that their parents are saying, they're internalizing the things that they're hearing, and it's limiting their performance in schools. How many math teachers have no fucking idea what enmeshment is? How many math teachers have no fucking idea how to do mindset work with their students? You could create trainings, you could create videos, you could do all of these different things. You could sell these as products. Oh, teachers can't afford it. That's a limiting belief, not inherently true, but you can create payment plans. Now you're receiving money, income payments bi-weekly or weekly or daily or what the fuck ever. So even if the money didn't come from random money that we found in the budget, the money comes in that way. What if there were some sort of like, I don't know. They're just saying the word like scholarship. I don't know if somebody is listening to this and you're like an actual fucking like teacher or an educator or something. But you might want to look into like scholarships or something like that. Because people want better for their kids. Just because they don't know how to get better, just because they don't know what better looks like, there's better available. And it doesn't look like work is so hard, work is so difficult, I have to suffer and do more work on top of it to make money. It's like, that's a limiting story. If you were connected to your inner being, you would be willing to let it be easier. I need more teachers in my course. I need more educators in my course. Because education is something that I'm passionate about, and there are educators. My life would have fucking changed if I had educators that were like, I'm so frustrated with this student, God. I forgive myself for being frustrated. I'm willing to see things differently. I'm willing to have more compassion. I'm willing to learn how to be a better support. I'm willing to learn how support can be easier. I'm willing to learn how to create a feeling of safety and security within my classroom environment. I'm willing to learn how to teach this in a way that translates better for my students. I've got students coming in as freshmen in high school that don't know how to write essays. God, I'm willing to receive the idea. I'm willing to receive the inspiration or the fucking teaching or whatever, so that I can easily catch these students up to speed within the first whatever weeks, days of the semester. Because it's fucking possible. But you have some teachers who are in that perspective of, well, there's nothing that I can do. They come to us this way. Shrug. I have many thoughts about it. I think that thinking is unacceptable. But also, they're only human. That's why they want my course. That's why I need them in my course. Yes, I want money. Yes, I want first class flights. Yes, I need. Need does not describe. Need is not an accurate portrayal of what I feel in my soul when I see those Versace shoes. Need doesn't cover it. I need it, yes. And simultaneously, I need a generation of kids that don't hate education. I need a generation of kids that are being nurtured and loved and supported as they move through their schooling experience. I need a generation of kids that know they can go to college if they want to go to college. I need a generation of kids that are choosing to go to colleges because they align with what they want to study, how they want to learn, and not based on what they can afford, not based on what they believe is possible for them, not based on choosing things so that they can prove something about themselves to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I need teachers in my course, because as beautiful and awesome and amazing as it would be to say Nathallie Hughes saved the entire world, as sexy as I think that would be, I think that that's a little bit too fucking much. I do. And I'm not trying to limit myself. I'm not saying that I couldn't do it if I really, saying, Ice Cube, you can do it, put your back into it. I'm not saying that there are any limits. I'm saying I want to have my own kids. I'm saying I want to go on vacation. I'm saying I want to do more than just fucking work. So to live in a world where it's not all on my shoulders, where there are teachers and administrators and legislators, where there are politicians on a city level, on a state level, on a countrywide level, on a global level, where there are people living in their zone of genius, where there are people with a connection to their inner being, that makes my desires, that makes my goals for a better feeling world, a safer world, a healthier world, a more sustainable world, that makes my goal a fuck ton easier. I want teachers to join this course. I want educators and administrators to join this course so that we can stop arguing for our limitations and arguing for why life has to be hard for us and why our children have to suffer. I want that to be a thing of the past. I want legislators to take my course. AOC, if you are listening to this, buy my motherfucking course. Girl, I'm not even playing with you. I'm not joking. You need it. Literally, you need it. Do you know all of the good that you would do in the world if you had a connection to your inner being? And the beauty of it is that when you're connected to and you're aligned with your inner being, you naturally impact other people. And this is actually something, there's a meditation. It's not currently a part of the course, but it's called the Drop the Struggle meditation. You can actually buy it through my website. There is a meditation. And in that meditation, we shift this thing where it's you shine and it positively impacts the world around you. There's so much that we think about or that we hear about being around people that are negative, being around people that believe harmful stuff. They're all impacting me, they're all hurting me. And it's yeah, that's true. But also energy is energy and the dominant vibration is going to win. So essentially, the more that you tap into your inner being, the more that you start becoming the dominant energy. You're not going to get around somebody who is a genuinely loving person and not be genuinely loving. Now, sometimes getting around people can trigger things within you. So it's not that people always have the most positive reactions, but you'll learn how to create an environment of safety and security in the course. So we don't have to worry about that. But the point is that people will be positively impacted by your experience, period, by your energy, period, by your essence, period. You move through the course, you're changing your own life, but you're also changing the lives of every single person that you come in contact with, whether it is your grocery store clerk, your barista at Starbucks, your local librarian, your bosses, your coworkers. You are a positive influence on every single person that you come in contact with. That's really fucking powerful. Being able to release intergenerational trauma, being able to stop telling yourself the stories that everybody else is telling themselves, being able to stop arguing for your limitations and arguing why things can't work out for you, being able to understand what's going on in your reality, what your reality is reflecting back to you, meaning what beliefs your reality is reflecting back to you, what your feelings are communicating to you about what you believe and what's possible for you. All of these are skills. Being able to change your mind, being able to shift your mindset, being able to get to the point where a new thought, a better feeling thought, a new ultimate truth is your dominant vibration and is then being reflected back to you in your reality a majority of the time or all of the time. That is a skill. These are the skills that you're learning in the course. It's very much practical in that way. There are so many more benefits. Yes, you benefit. You benefit by having a better feeling life. You benefit by being more empowered. There's nothing that I come across where I go, this is not possible for me. I can't do this. Now I live more genuinely and authentically which looks like me being like, there are certain things, and I'll talk about this here, where it's like I was planning a trip to Miami, which is like so good and so fun. But then before we're going on this trip to Miami, I got the opportunity to get my own apartment. And now it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. You could spend $4,000 for an apartment. I mean, $4,000 for a hotel and $2,000 for a yacht ride. And that's like fine. But also, you could buy a bed. You could buy new dishes. You could buy new shower curtains. You could buy new things to make your apartment feel like a home. And it's like, you can manifest money for both. There's no limits. But being my genuine, authentic self, how do I want to spend my money? How does it light me up to use my money? And money coming in, I had some things that I'm choosing to pay off over time. I could either make like the basic payment or I could pay it all off. And it's like, well, that's not how I want to use my money right now. I would rather use this money on something else. So I chose to make the basic payment. So it's like, you're learning as you move through this course how to show up as your genuine, authentic self. You're learning how to prioritize yourself. You're learning how to take yourself seriously. You're learning how to respect yourself. You're learning how to respect what you bring to the table. You're learning how to value yourself. You're learning how to attract better feeling relationships. You're learning how to build better relationships. You're learning to get to the point where, like, there is no worry. There is no stress. It's just like, it's a knowing. I know that I'm going to figure it out no matter what. It's a greater level of confidence. It's a greater level of self-trust. It's a greater level of empowerment. That's what you're getting as you move through the course. And then it fucking spreads like a wildfire. I need teachers in this course. I need doctors in this course. I need scientists in this course. If you're listening to this and you are an environmental scientist, if you're an environmental scientist, I need you in this course. If you're a lawyer, I really need you in this course. If you work in government and you're wanting to improve the lives of your constituents, I really need you in this course. Because the thing about it is, and this was the point that I didn't finish earlier, nobody is going to connect with their inner being and be inspired to hurt other people. No, I'm not saying that people do not experience contrast when you show up as your genuine, authentic self. It's normal for people to be frustrated or to be upset if your genuine, authentic truth doesn't align with theirs or it's not compatible or da-da-da-da-da. We're not avoiding conflict. We're becoming confident in our capacity to mediate conflict, to move through conflict, to overcome conflict. We're recognizing that conflict doesn't need to be avoided because we are powerful. But at the end of the day, my inner being, it's the easiest prayer. I'm so frustrated because I'm working with these people that seemingly are the complete opposite of me. I'm willing to see things differently. And then you get the thought process of, they're not the complete opposite of you. They are exactly the same as you. You guys just don't identify with one another's experience. People that lean very far politically right, people that lean very far politically left, they are having the same experience, although they're not having the same experience. Emotionally, they're having the same experience. Emotionally. These politicians are doing a lot of fighting. There's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of contrast because they don't understand that they all want the same thing. And they're doing the whole zero-sum game thing because they don't understand that there's a higher perspective. They don't understand that there's an answer that works for everyone. They don't understand teamwork. They're singing High School Musical. We're all in this together. They don't understand. But all it takes is one person with a higher perspective. All it takes is one person with an inspired idea. When you're connecting with your inner being, everything is channeled, right? Your existence is channeled. Being alive, your body is a reflection of a vibration. It's a reflection of your soul, your preferences, and all of this good stuff. Everything that you say is channeled. It just depends on what the vibration is, what the frequency is. You tap into a higher perspective. You're channeling, you're saying the right things. You are in front of Congress. This is just examples. You're in front of Congress and you're saying the right words and you're bringing up the right examples, and you have no idea, because this is how good God is. This is how having access to infinite intelligence works. You have no idea that the stories that you're telling, the examples that you're giving, are hitting and resonating so deeply with somebody who is seemingly on the complete opposite side than you are politically. You have no idea. But as soon as you stop seeing it as somebody is fighting against me, somebody doesn't want me to have something, as you start tapping further and further into that higher perspective, now there's leeway because you stop telling the story that it's either me or you. You start opening up to the story that actually it can be us, that actually everybody can get their needs met, that actually there's something greater available. There's a better feeling option available. It takes two to tango. It's a co-creative process. You tap into a new vibration, like quantum entanglement in physics. That particle changes. The other particle must change as well. Will shift inevitably. But there's so much fear. There's so much anxiety. There's so many limitations. There's so many unhelpful stories. You want to have a healthy work environment, but you believe that your coworkers are inherently evil and bad and wrong. You're showing up to the office. It doesn't fucking matter if it's the White House. You're showing up to the office with fear, shame, and guilt that is being projected consciously and unconsciously towards your coworkers, and then you're confused when you're not having a positive experience at work, when you're not experiencing the forward movement that you want to experience. You know what I mean? So I want politicians in my course. I want governors in my course. I want people whose zone of genius is helping people and serving the world in my course. Because everybody needs to feel empowered. And when you're in a position of empowerment, you're not trying to put somebody else down. When you know that you're capable, you're not trying to put somebody else down. So it's just positive consequences all around. It's a win, 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 win. So what's the bottom line? The bottom line is that I want everyone in this course. I want artists in this course. Khalees. I want Khalees in this course. Khalees, if you're listening to this, you need my course. Imagine if Khalees had a connection with her inner being. If I was Khalees and I had a connection with my inner being, I would say, inner being, God, universe, it's already in her vortex. I want the rights to my motherfucking music. I'm willing to see things differently. I'm willing to be guided to the best motherfucking lawyers in existence. But instead, what is Khalees doing? Telling stories of disempowerment, powerlessness, and unworthiness, and other things. I haven't tapped into her energy. This is just things that really stand out to me. Instead of telling the story that there are people that have more power. That's the whole thing. You got to call somebody satanic, demonic. It's actually very interesting when people call things like satanic and demonic and they're performing better. It's like, so you're saying that the devil is more powerful than God? That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't resonate with me. That doesn't resonate with me. It just doesn't. So it's like you're telling these stories that somebody is more powerful than you. You've demonized power. You're telling yourself that power is bad. Power makes people bad. So now you have incentive to be powerless. And we've talked about this before. But the Khalees and Beyonce thing is a really good example. You've demonized people that are in power while you're in a position of powerlessness, but you don't have the rights to your music. You don't have what you actually desire. You don't have the feelings of respect that you actually desire. Khalees, join my course. I won't tell anybody that you joined, except the whole world will know, because I just said it right now. You're going to get amazing results. It's going to be like, oh my God, how did you do this? You're like, oh, Nathallie Hughes, she's changed my life. Everybody in the world would benefit from this course. Everybody in the world would benefit from understanding these things, from knowing these things. It is such a fucking win for you to get this goddamn course. I'm giving you everything that I have in this course. All of the fucking tools and external resources. I'm giving you everything that I got. It's so fucking good. It's so incredibly valuable, so incredibly powerful. The prayers, the affirmations, the EFT tapping, the workshops, it's fucking powerful. The Oracle decks, y'all, fuck. It's so good. It's so good. I'm done talking. If this resonates with you, if you're in these professions, if you are experiencing these problems, if you can hear your life story and your experiences in those examples, then I invite you to just check out the landing page. Look through the things. If it resonates with you, if it lights you up, if you feel something in your heart calling you towards it, then maybe listen. Maybe do the thing. If you want it, if you're ready, if it lights you up, I would love to have you. I would love to have you. I would love, capital, bold, underline, italics. I would love to serve you, your family, your community, your environment. Why am I crying? It's really powerful. Future generations, I would love to serve you through this course and to be serving the world at large through this course. It's fucking amazing. So I love you guys. Yeah, check it out. I'll see you inside. I cannot wait to hear the results, the success stories, the fucking positive consequences of you making this choice for yourself and for your life. Oh my God, so many beautiful, amazing things. I can feel it for you. I can feel it for the world. Thank you, Jesus. All right, I'm done talking. I love you. Bye.